Howdy folks, my name is Mr. Night Terror, and today we're diving into the strange, dark, and mysterious stories that haunt the internet. You've probably heard the term creepypasta, horror stories designed to blur the line between fiction and reality, making you wonder if what you're reading could actually be true. Today, we're peeling back the layers of some of the most famous creepypastas ever written, exploring their origins and the real-world legends that inspired them. From shadowy figures in the woods to haunted dolls and cursed games, these tales have become modern folklore. We'll see how a simple post or image can evolve into a global phenomenon, with sometimes devastating consequences. Alright, let's get started. Our first story begins in 2009 when Eric Knudsen, aka Victor Surge, entered a Photoshop contest on Something Awful. He edited 2 photos of children, adding a tall, faceless figure in a black suit, the Slender Man. The images, paired with cryptic captions about abductions, instantly captivated the forum. Others joined in, expanding the myth with more photos and stories. Slender Man tapped into ancient fears, echoes of Germany's Der Grossmann and Romania's Gentilhomme, shadowy figures that prey on the vulnerable. But this was a monster for the internet age, a collaborative creation with no single backstory, making him even more terrifying. He became a blank slate for our deepest anxieties, always lurking at the edge of vision. But the story took a dark turn in 2014, when 2 girls in Wisconsin, obsessed with Slender Man, lured their friend into the woods and stabbed her to appease the fictional entity. Miraculously, the victim survived. The case shocked the world, a chilling reminder that stories can have real, tragic consequences. Slender Man's myth grew from a simple image into a living legend, one that blurred the line between fiction and reality. He's proof that digital folklore can be just as powerful and dangerous as the tales whispered around a campfire. The internet gave birth to a new boogeyman, and for some, he became all too real. The story of Slender Man is a warning. Sometimes the monsters we create online can escape into the real world, and once they do, there's no telling what they'll inspire. The internet's hive mind can turn a joke into a nightmare. Slender Man is the ultimate example of a story that took on a life of its own. He's always watching, just out of sight. And sometimes, that's all it takes for fiction to become reality. The line between story and truth is thinner than we think, and Slender Man is waiting in the shadows. Next up is Jeff the Killer, a face you can't unsee. The story, a bullied boy disfigured in a fire carves a permanent smile and becomes a remorseless killer. But it's the image that made Jeff infamous. Pale skin, lidless eyes, and that grotesque carved grin. The photo's origins are murky. Rumors of a tragic backstory have been debunked, adding to the myth. Most likely it's a manipulated image from a Japanese TV show, altered to be pure nightmare fuel. The face is almost human, but just wrong enough to trigger deep revulsion. The uncanny valley in action. Jeff's story and image spread like wildfire, spawning fan art, fiction, and even films. Go to sleep, his chilling catchphrase, became internet legend. Like Slender Man, Jeff the Killer blurred fiction and reality, inspiring real-life threats and scares. The power of a single image, amplified by the internet, turned a simple story into modern folklore. Jeff is the boogeyman of the digital age, a reminder that sometimes a picture is all it takes to haunt millions. The truth behind the image doesn't matter, it's the fear it inspires that keeps the legend alive. Jeff the Killer is proof that the internet can turn even the simplest horror into something unforgettable. He's a face you'll never forget. And that's exactly the point. The line between story and reality blurs when fear goes viral, and Jeff's smile is always waiting in the dark. Go to sleep. Ooh. Picture the early 1980s. Arcades buzzing, and a mysterious game called Polybius appears in Portland, Oregon. The legend players suffer amnesia, nightmares, even madness. Men in black collect data from the machines. Rumors swirl. Was it a government experiment, a tool for mind control? Then the cabinets vanish without a trace. But there's no evidence Polybius ever existed. No machines, no records, just a story that surfaced online around 2000. The myth likely blends real fears, games like Tempest causing motion sickness, FBI agents investigating arcades, and Cold War paranoia. Even the name Polybius, borrowed from a Greek historian known for cryptography, adds a layer of mystery. The legend endures because it taps into anxieties about technology and control. What are these black boxes really doing to us? Ironically, inspired by the myth, indie developers have since created their own versions of Polybius. The game that never was now exists, born from its own legend. Polybius is a testament to the power of a good story. It doesn't need to be real to feel real. Sometimes the scariest things are the ones we can't prove. The line between fact and fiction is easy to cross when fear and imagination collide. Polybius is the ultimate urban legend for the digital age. It's a story that became real because we wanted it to be. The game may not exist, but the fear it inspired is very real, and that's the true power of a creepypasta. Now, a classic internet curse, the story of Carmen Winstead. The tale: a girl pushed into a sewer by friends, her body vanishes, and her vengeful ghost hunts those responsible, and anyone who reads her story. The catch? You must share the story or Carmen will come for you. It's a digital chain letter preying on superstition and the fear of inaction. Chain letters have existed for over a century, but Carmen Winstead is their viral evolution, specific, graphic, and interactive. The story's details, sewers, broken necks, laughter in the dark, are designed to get under your skin. There's no evidence Carmen ever existed. It's pure fiction, crafted to go viral. The story's power lies in its direct threat. You're not just reading, you're involved. It's a westernized, digital version of the vengeful spirit trope, like Sadako from The Ring. Carmen Winstead is a reminder that even in the information age, a simple scary story can make us act out of irrational fear. The myth endures because it taps into our anxieties, bullying, betrayal, and the idea that a story can reach out and harm us. The curse is fake, but the fear is real. Share it, or else, just in case. Carmen's story is proof that the oldest tricks still work, even online. Sometimes the scariest thing is what you might do to avoid a ghost, and that's how legends live on. Imagine a late-night knock at your door. 2 children, old-fashioned clothes, and eyes that are pure black. They ask to come in, their voices flat, their presence deeply unsettling. Every instinct tells you not to let them inside. This is the legend of the black-eyed children, beings that look human but aren't. The first major account came from Brian Bethel in 1996, who described a terrifying encounter in Texas. Soon, similar stories spread online. Always the same black eyes, monotone voices, and a chilling need for an invitation. The myth echoes ancient tales of changelings and demons and the classic rule that evil must be invited in. The power is in your hands. Your home is safe, unless you open the door. The black eyes are a simple but powerful signal. These are not children, but something soulless. Despite countless stories, there's no evidence, no photos, no proof. Skeptics call it a ghost story, but believers see the consistency as proof. The legend endures because it taps into primal fears, the uncanny, the unknown, and the danger of letting evil in. The black-eyed children are the ultimate test of your instincts. If they knock, will you answer? The story is a warning. Trust your fear. Sometimes the scariest thing is what's waiting on the other side of the door. The Becks are out there, at least in our imaginations, and that's enough to keep us checking the peephole. Don't let them in. Some stories are best left outside. Our final story is about Annabelle, the world's most famous haunted doll. Forget the porcelain movie version. The real Annabelle is a Raggedy Ann doll, bought in 1970 as a gift for a nursing student named Donna. Soon, Donna and her roommate noticed the doll moving on its own, appearing in different rooms and leaving creepy notes on parchment they didn't own. Things escalated, blood on the doll's hands, and a friend named Lou attacked by an unseen force after a nightmare of the doll strangling him. Desperate, they called a medium, who claimed the doll was possessed by the spirit of a little girl named Annabelle Higgins. Feeling sorry, they gave the spirit permission to stay a mistake, according to paranormal investigators Ed and Lorraine Warren. The Warrens believed the doll was manipulated by a demonic entity, not a child's ghost, seeking to possess Donna herself. After a terrifying exorcism, the Warrens took Annabelle, claiming the doll even tried to cause car accidents on the way home. Today, Annabelle sits locked in a glass case at the Warrens Occult Museum with a sign, "Warning, positively, do not open." The real story is stranger than fiction, a simple doll turned into a vessel for our deepest fears. Annabelle is a reminder that sometimes, the scariest objects are the ones that seem most innocent. The legend endures because it's rooted in real people's terror. Whether you believe or not, the story of Annabelle is a testament to the power of a good ghost story. She's proof that even a child's toy can become a modern myth. The line between haunted and harmless is thinner than you think. Annabelle's case is closed, but her legend is wide open. Some things are better left behind glass, and some stories never die. Beware the doll with the painted smile. So there you have it. Creepypastas are more than just scary stories, they're digital folklore, blending ancient fears with modern anxieties. These tales show how a simple idea or image can evolve into a global myth, sometimes with real-world consequences. The line between fiction and reality is thin. Stories like Slender Man prove that. Enjoy these legends, but remember to keep a healthy skepticism. Thanks for joining me in the shadows. If you want more, like and subscribe. Let me know which creepypasta haunts you most in the comments. Stay safe out there, and remember, some stories are best left on the internet.